All right, guys, today we're going to talk about what kind of self-defense insurance you should look at. Now, I am an AOR affiliate and customer, and that's what I'm going to be promoting here today. However, you should go through any of these companies to find out which one's going to be best for you. All right. So let's go ahead and go through the attorneys on retainer program in general, what it is. So the attorneys on retainer program is operated by Mark and Andy out of Arizona, a self-defense coverage plan that covers the association and its members. Okay. Through the Attorneys for Freedom Risk Retention Group Incorporated, which is an insurance company, and it specifically assigns the Attorneys for Freedom law firm as the firm of choice for insured persons. Remember, the association and its members, okay? And all three of those companies I mentioned are owned, operated, and I believe founded by both Mark and Andy. So AOR is my choice of coverage because, well, there's a couple different reasons. One, I do believe in their product. I do believe they're going to do what they say that they're going to do. So there are a couple of videos linked down below, and you can go and check them out for yourselves. Okay, I haven't linked exactly where I'm pulling this information from, and in the interest of time, you know, if you go and check this stuff out yourself, it'd be better for you rather than me watching it and kind of giving my take there. Get my take and then go watch it, or watch it and then get my take, whatever you want to do. But they're all linked below, and you can check it out from there. Also linked below is my affiliate link for AOR. So if you do want to get the AOR membership, then I appreciate it if you use the link plus my little code. I do get a kickback from it. That's the only way I get paid from AOR. They're not paying me to do this video. Okay, the only way I get any kind of commission is if you sign up with my little code. Most of this is going to be geared around the year-old video that Tom Greaves did for the defense. It's called the Defense Attorney's Review of Self-Defense Coverage Plus Insurance Options, USCCA, Law Shield, CCW Safe, AOR. Okay, now, I'm in Washington, and the first thing we need to know is, are you covered in every state that you go to and through, okay? You should have something like that, I think. If you travel frequently like I do, then you probably need it, okay? But anyway, at the 243 mark in Tom Greaves' video, he asserts that who decides the coverage, or who decides who is covered, is most important, right? Or at least one of the important things. And I agree with Tom on that. I 100% agree with that. Like, who the hell is going to decide whether you're covered or not? I like the fact that Andy and Mark are it. That's that their law firm is who's going to decide whether you're covered or not, right? And they have a video also linked below that kind of shows you what's not covered, right? They go through that and they say, hey, this could be self-defense here. This is a good argument, so on and so forth. But then at a certain point, they're like, this one's probably not covered, which you should go watch. That's pretty good and telltale, right? So the Attorneys for Freedom law firm does, in fact, decide if it's covered or not. So if you look at the paragraph 3 Juliet in the Attorneys for Freedom Legal Services Agreement, which you have to sign, it states it in there. You can go check it out for yourself. Again, link below. Tom continues at the 452 mark that AOR will not cover all cases. Again, I agree. That's 100% true. they're not going to cover all cases because you have to have all three elements in the policy of AOR for them to cover you. That's one, you have to be able to assert self-defense, and you have to reasonably assert self-defense, right, in good faith. You also have to be an AOR member before the self-defense incident occurs, right? So sign up for AOR membership, you can assert self-defense. The last element is that you have to either be charged with a crime or reasonably concerned that you're going to be charged with a crime. So those are the three elements, all right? All right, so now if you look at USCCA's track record, if you don't know anything about that, there's a lady by the name of Kayla Giles, and she 100% could have asserted self-defense in good faith. And if she was an AOR member at the time, she would have been covered, and she was charged with a crime, right? So she most likely would have been covered under the AOR agreement. Old Tim Smith, or TT, as Heavy Duty Country calls him. I love that. By the way, you should check his channel out too. TT is the CEO and co-founder of USCCA and Delta Defense. I take it back. He is the chairman and co-founder of USCCA. He is the CEO and co-founder of Delta Defense, which again, Delta Defense is the insurance company that covers USCCA and their members, okay? I do not like the fact that TT got on the socials and smeared their customer through the ground. TT became judge and jury before there was even a conviction, and literally said, and I quote, "There was a time it became very, very clear that a member had committed premeditated murder." On public record, before the case was even done. That tells me everything I need to know about USCCA. I get really heated about that because you are presumed to be innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That guilty charge, okay, so it's just the charge, you're not convicted. Once you're convicted, yeah, okay, fine. You've been convicted. But then there's an appeal process and all these other things. So every single person is presumed innocent until the guilty charge is given, okay? Who gives that guilty charge? Jury of your peers, maybe yourself, or maybe a judge, right? At the end of the day, I do not like the way TT handled that shit. And I don't think that anyone should like the way they handle it, even if they think that Kayla Giles did, in fact, murder her husband. Even if they think that. You have to look at what TT did to his customer, and he'll do the same shit to you. Now, let's look at another company, okay? So, Right to Bear. They have ties to a Canadian corporation, and obviously Canada doesn't like guns, okay? They don't like the Second Amendment. They don't like the fact that you can defend yourself, all these other things, okay? Now, they're insured by Crum & Foster Specialty Insurance Company, and that's a Fairfax company. So the Fairfax company, the Fairfax Corporation is a company of companies, all right? That's based out of Toronto, Canada. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go with Right to Bear. That's for damn sure. Okay, definitely not going to go with Right to Bear or USCCA. All right, so back on Tom's video. Tom's second criteria for deciding who should be the right defense coverage is what is covered, okay? So, and that's at the 930 mark. So Tom states that AOR will not cover you unless you're charged with a felony. That may have been true a year ago. I don't know. It's not true today, okay? In fact, you can go in there in any of their documents, or at least 3 of their documents, and those documents' names are For Freedom Legal Services Agreement, Attorneys for Freedom Risk Retention Group Incorporated Master Policy Form, Attorneys on Retainer Association Membership Agreement. You will not find the word felony, and you will not find the word misdemeanor in any 3 of those documents. Not one time will you find that. What you will find, and I'm going to read it off a list here, okay, because I did the work for you. What you will find is you'll find criminal act, criminal charges, criminal offense, criminal matters, criminal proceeding, criminal allegations, criminal defense, and criminal action. Them omitting felony and misdemeanor out of their documents altogether tells me that it's covered if it's a criminal act. Criminal act, period. Next in Tom's video, who is your criminal defense attorney? All right, and he claims that, USCCA has this a la carte kind of coverage where you can pick your lawyer, right? Through that program. And that may be true, but I'm going to sit here and tell you, I'm going to be real, and you should probably be real too. Do you think that you know what lawyer to go with? Do you have enough time to research what lawyer to go with? Do you have enough time to research if the lawyer is pro-gun or pro-Second Amendment, or pro-self-defense? Do you have the time to do any of these things? My guess is no. My guess is absolutely no. And even if you did have the time, would you know what you're looking for? Again, my guess is no. Now, there's going to be a small number of people that would likely know what they're looking for and who to look for, right? At the end of the day, the vast majority of us are going to, if we have self-defense coverage, we're going to go with the recommendation of the company we choose. Bottom line. USCCA is going to be no different, all right? To finish this point off, if you don't have time or anything like that now, before a self-defense incident, let's say, you're definitely not going to have time or even maybe even the right mindset after the self-defense incident when you're sitting in jail. All right, so just keep that in mind there. Now, with AOR, they have the sole authority to decide who's your lawyer. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. There's a video where they successfully defended a person in New York, of all places, that we all know that is not pro-gun, not pro-Second Amendment, not pretty much self-defense. In my opinion, I don't think they're even pro-America a lot of the times. This guy, he was downgraded to a misdemeanor from an attempted murder charge. That's a big difference. I think that's a huge difference. Attempted murder charge downgraded to a misdemeanor. Now, yes, he still has something on his record. Okay. He's sitting at home with his family right now, enjoying whatever they're eating. And that's the point. All right? And he did have to sit in jail for a little while too. But again, now, currently, today, he's sitting at home with his family. And that is the point. Because he defended himself. And he had AOR membership. So, check that video out below as well. Let's go back to... Okay, so now, Tom then attacks Mark's beliefs, or what he put down on paper earlier in his career, where he was running for Senate, I think it was. And, I mean, that could be pretty damning. But at the end of the day, actions and context tell a different story. So the reason why I'm saying this is Mark's putting his reputation on the line. Andy's putting his reputation on the line. They're putting their law firm's reputation on the line. And they went from being a law firm that covers a bunch of other stuff to a law firm that only handles self-defense cases. That's it. That's all they do now. So the actions speak louder than the words, if that makes sense. So if you ever heard that expression before, this is one of those times it applies, I believe. I've never talked to Mark or Andy. I don't know exactly what their beliefs are, but their actions tell me that they're going to cover me and that their beliefs closely align with mine. Lastly on this, now there is a chance that AOR can't cover you for bails or bonds, right? And I'm not exactly sure what the difference is between bails and bonds. Either way, there's a chance that they can't cover you in certain jurisdictions, as Tom points out in his video. Now, and the bail bond or the bail or the bond or whatever it is capped at $50,000. There is a chance that you could be sitting in jail for a little while AOR handles your case. And I think that's a small price to pay to have someone in your corner that is going to fight for you and has a passion to do it, right? And you can really see it in their faces in their videos. All right, so my final thoughts, man. It's one of those peace of mind things, right? We're forced to get homeowners insurance, car insurance, health insurance, all these other things, right? We're not forced to get self-defense insurance. Let's say we can call it that, but that's not what it is. It's a little bit different, right? Because these are actual lawyers who are going to defend you in a court of law, the law firm that they have. And you can go ahead and check that out for yourself with any of their videos. And I think they're probably the best thing out there for you, okay, for peace of mind. Again, you have to be able to reasonably and in good faith assert that you defended yourself or a third party. You have to be an AOR member and a paid member, paid up to date. You have to be charged with a crime or reasonably concerned that you're going to be charged with a crime. Okay? You meet those three criteria, I think, and I believe that AOR will cover you, period, even if it's a bad shoot. Check out the link below, and if you become a AOR member, use my code. I certainly appreciate it, and we'll check you out next time. Tack out.